Let's talk about unit fractions and multiples of fractions. A unit fraction is a fraction with a numerator of 1. Write the fractions as the product of a whole number and a unit fraction. In this model, this shows 1 whole. Our 1 whole is broken up into 9 equal pieces. So each piece is 1/9 of the whole. So 3/9 is the same as 1/9 plus 1/9 plus 1/9. We can also write this as 3 times 1/9. Here's another example. Again, we have our whole, and our whole is broken up into 5 equal pieces. Each piece is 1/5 of the whole. If we want to show 2/5, we can show this as 1/5 plus 1/5. We can also say 2 times 1/5. Here's another example. Here's our 1 whole. Our whole is broken up into 6 equal pieces. Each piece is 1/6 of the whole. So 4/6 is the same as saying 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6, or 4 times 1/6. Now we're going to list the next 4 multiples of 1/4. You can find multiples of unit fractions. 1 times 1/4 is 1/4. 2 times 1/4 is 1/4 plus 1/4, or 2/4. 3 times 1/4 is 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4, or 3/4. 4 times 1/4 is 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4, or 4/4. And 5 times 1/4 is 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4, or 5/4. The next 4 multiples of 1/4 are 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, and 5/4. Here's another example. We're going to list the next 4 multiples of 1/6. 1 times 1/6 is 1/6. 2 times 1/6 is 1/6 plus 1/6, or 2/6. 3 times 1/6 is 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6, or 3/6. 4 times 1/6 is 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6, or 4/6. And 5 times 1/6 is 1/6. 5 times which is 5/6. So the next 4 multiples of 1/6 are 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, and 5/6. Now let's list the next four multiples of 3/4. 1 times 3/4 is 3/4. 2 times 3/4 is 3/4 plus 3/4, which is 6/4. 3 times 3/4 is 3/4 plus 3/4 plus 3/4, which is 9/4. 4 times 3/4 is 3/4 added 4 times, which is 12/4. And 5 times 3/4 is 3/4 added 5 times, which is 15/4. So the next four multiples of 3/4 are 6/4, 9/4, 12/4, and 15/4. Next, we're going to write the fractions as the product of a whole number and unit fraction using this number line. 4 times 2/3. We're going to make 4 jumps of 2/3 on our number line. 1 jump of 2/3, 2 jump of 2/3, 3 jumps, 4 jumps. So 4 times 2/3 equals 8/3. We can also say 8/3 equals 8 times 1/3. Let's look at another example on the number line. 2 times 3/8. We're going to make 2 jumps of 3/8. 1 jump of 3/8, 2 jumps of 3/8. So 2 times 3/8 equals 6/8. We can also say 6/8 equals 6 times 1/8. And this concludes our lesson on unit fractions and multiples of fractions.